ready to begin. You felt it the minute you held her in your arms. She's the same as you, isn't she? She doesn't know who or what she is yet. Lena!
I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
The Innocents llega a las pantallas de Netflix en toda Latinoamérica y la serie es increíble, algo supernatural ahí, con mucho amor, con un romance. Los chicos son los protagonistas. Thank you guys for your time. Congrats on this TV show. It's great. It's great. What were your first impressions after reading the first script? It's so particular.
Probably what is going on. That's probably my first impression.
I think it was just eager to get stuck in, eager to get involved. I feel like in the audition process, I remember getting smaller scenes, and you know, work on those scenes and stuff, and I just remembered visualizing every moment of playing these characters, and just going on that journey, and just ultimately as an actor, you kind of you're just anticipating just getting stuck in, really. I think that was my first feeling.
Did you cast for these roles?
Yeah, yeah. So
been quite a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
It was a challenging audition process, but ultimately, you know, I'm glad that, you know, we got there, and
we got the jobs. Yes, me too.
and also ultimately, like, we got to work together, and I feel like both of us share the same experience of the fact that it's our first big opportunity, and I feel like we've both shared the same journey in terms of, you know, feeling anxious in the beginning and going through the journey almost like the characters, where we're trying to discover, you know, the script and the characters, and also, yeah, who we are within this whole Netflix world as well.
June is a very special girl. She needs us.
She's a shifter, like us. She belongs with her mother. She's in danger.
Where's June? What have you done to her? Get out of my face! Look! It's me. Harry, it's me.
June is a very complicated character. How did you prepare it?
Well, that's a strange one, because I basically got the part, and then, what was it, like 10 days later, we started shooting. So we had a very limited...
10 days later?
Yeah, it was a very short turnaround time. I think a lot of the preparation I did was with our movement director to really kind of get to grips with this shape-shifting element, because obviously that's what jumps out at you when you sort of see the show, or certainly as an actor, is how are they going to do this? How are they going to showcase this? Is it just going to be CGI? You know, it was a big question mark. So we did a lot of work with the director and the movement director to really kind of like finesse what the idea of a shapeshift is, and how it should look and how it should feel, and there was a real emphasis on the performance aspect, that we didn't want to rely on visual effects. So it was yeah, it was mostly that kind of side of things.
And for you, Marcel, how was working as Harry in this supernatural love story?
It was, yeah, I feel like the biggest thing I went into it was about how can I find the purity of these characters? How can I strip my instincts of myself and go back to my younger self in terms of like what it means to love someone for the first time, and just going on a journey where you're chasing your dream ultimately. And I feel like the supernatural aspect to it, the show's so grounded in its sci-fi themes that sometimes it didn't feel like a sci-fi show. It felt like ultimately we were just dealing with relationships, and even when the sci-fi aspect comes from an emotional place, you know, for some of the characters, and also it's a medical condition as well in terms of the background of it. So ultimately it was just about, you know, these characters searching for their identity, and we can relate to that as actors, and that's where we kind of like, you know, find it and make it grounded, and we play from that core aspect really.
And I think it helped too that obviously our director was very much
yes.
about stripping away all of the crazy sci-fi elements and really breaking it down. And the conversations were about, right, well, what is happening with these two characters?
Yes.
Where is their relationship? Not about, can you make it more sci-fi? Can we make it more crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's a story about trust in each other.
Yes.
For you?
Yes, I think that's one aspect to it. I think it's searching for who you are and being comfortable in your own skin and finding your truest self.
And the question of, can you do that while someone else is doing the same thing? That obviously we all change as human beings, especially around the age that the characters are. And I think one of the big questions is can a young relationship survive the changes that we all have to make as adults?
And the last one, which are the pros and cons of being a shifter?
Such a great question. Such a great question.
Oh. I mean, the cons have got to be the complete inability to control yourself.
Yes.
Like anytime you get scared or angry or whatever, to just have that come out of you, without warning. That's got to be a con.
Yeah, and then I guess the pro would be...
You can really scare people. It's
great.
I guess the pro would be living through someone else's perspective. I think it's so important in life that we try to see life from different angles, and I think that is probably the pro, I'd say.
Thank you guys. Congrats for this TV show.
Thank you, Javier.
Thank you very much.
Tell me it's gonna be okay.
Do you think I'm a monster?
You're not a monster, June.
June's not like the other women. She's everything you're looking for.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Mother and daughter. Such a rare thing. June, I know you're frightened of yourself. I'm not frightened of who you are.
She's got the gift.
No, it's not a gift. It's a curse. I don't want her to be like me. Just close your eyes. I know you better than anyone. And if you stay with this boy, you will kill him. I would never hurt him.
I need you to shift. Do it.
Surprise.
Do it.
Don't hurt him.
Si te gustó este video, dale like, compartilo en tus redes sociales y suscríbete a mi canal.